number 30, the sponsor of this bout tonight, and the overall sponsor of the main sponsor for tonight's tournament is the Telecom Mobile Service Centre, and they're at 181 Collar Pass Road in Newmarket. That's just up or down the road from the Lion Breweries, I believe so. And Lion Breweries have got nothing to do with tonight. So I'm coming along and thank you very much.
Good to see Malcolm Carney bringing his boys all the way down, Rebel.
Oh yeah, it's good to see the boys from Whangarei. They always come down and put up a good fight. They're always in good nick. Beautiful kickers from Malcolm Jim. He's got excellent kicking techniques. And he, in the ring comes Ty's boy. Quite a young chap, this guy. He's a champion in the future. This would be quite a good matchup.
Yeah, Jackson's only 16 years old, so he's starting off at the right age.
Yeah, it's a good age to start. Yeah, his opponent probably looks a couple years older, which is quite a difference when you're 16 fighting a guy 18 or 19. It's quite a big difference in strength and maturity. But Ty trains him hard, so we'll see how he goes.
And the sponsor is the Asian Club number 30. Thank you to the sponsors.
Can you remember back, I know it was a very long time ago, but can you remember back to your first fight?
I think the TV was black and white back then.
Are you nervous getting in the ring for the first time?
I'm still nervous. Yeah, the nerves never go, you just learn to disguise them.
Both boys about the same height?
Yeah, I think the Whangarei boy is a little bit heavier. Jackson's just covering up. Oh, they're throwing lever. They just want to relax. First fight nerves. They just want to learn how to relax a little bit. There's no clean shots at the moment. Just getting rid of a few nerves. Oh, there's a bit of a right hook by Jackson. I've seen Jackson do a few demos over the past year. He has no emotion on his face, and he is a very clean fighter once he learns to loosen up a little bit, as he will do soon. It's just first fight nerves are just taking over a little bit at the moment. The second round we'll see better technicians.
Jackson survived the first onslaught and starting to even up the fight a wee bit.
Yeah, we're coming in with some good hand combination followed by a leg kick by the blue corner and a front kick. Jackson wants to start putting a little bit of pressure on. The Whangarei boy might just sneak the round if it carries on like it is, but Jackson wants to start getting on top of it to take this round. A right leg kick followed by a right looping punch. Here goes Jackson. He's putting the work on. Here goes Jackson. Oh.
was a pretty entertaining round.
Yeah, pretty even round. The Whangarei boy took the first half of the round. Jackson took the last half. The last half was probably the most important part of the round, because that's what the judges remember as the last half of the round. So it's very important to take the last half.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah, I just hope Jackson has a note why he hasn't done his homework tonight.
All Malcolm's boys always seem to come out pretty hard.
Yeah.
We seen it last week with Arafai and Moreki Hanari.
Yeah, we'll probably see different results tonight, because don't forget, Malcolm boys fought the best fighters in New Zealand. Now we're just fighting the average fighters. Some of these guys will be champions, some will just fade out, but it's a pretty even match so far. Well, we'll see.
Oh, that would have cleared his sinuses.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of aggression now. It's, there's some nice kicks being thrown, there's some nice punches being thrown. Jackson comes back with a leg kick. I think Jackson's best kicks is leg kicks, but he's copping a couple on the chin. He wants to close that guard up.
The straight punches seem to be getting through on Jackson.
Yeah, the straight punches are the best ones to throw, but he wants to have that traditional Western boxing defence rather than a Thai open defence. He wants to close those hands in tighter.
Whoa, caught him with a good one there. Good fight back by Jackson.
Yeah, that's the old one too, so he wants to follow up though with some leg kicks or some knees. The Jackson boy does. Oh, he's copping a couple now. He's in a little bit of trouble now.
Got to bring those elbows in a wee bit.
Yeah. He's got a bit of damage on the nose. Oh, he's copping them left and right. You can't just stay there and be hit. You've got to move out or move in. While the Whangarei boy's punching, Jackson wants to be kicking to the leg or knee. You just don't want to stay there and take punches. Now you notice the guy from Whangarei is just punching because that's what's working for him. This is the hands. So you don't give up a good thing.
Oh, that was a bit of a bell ringer.
Yeah, Jackson came back with a good one too, but it's only two punches. The Whangarei boys doing all the punching. Oh, this is starting to be a hard fight for Jackson. Okay, they're just busy cleaning up Jackson a bit. They want to put a bit of ice on his leg, wipe some of that dribbly red stuff coming off. And you want to tell Jackson a couple of things. Don't fill his mind with instructions, just tell him a couple of things. Probably don't stay there and get punched. He wants to move around, circle, come back, leg kicks or knees. Don't just take the punches.
He was actually bobbing and weaving a wee bit in the first round, but he seemed to stay a bit stiller in the second round, and to his detriment.
I think he wants to keep bobbing and weaving for the third round, because he won't stand. If he takes that one punishment for one more round, he probably won't last it. So he wants to move around, backpedal, stop, kick, backpedal, stop and punch. He just don't want to stay there.
Malcolm boy is up keen again.
Yep, he's a warrior from North.
He started this round as hard as he started the last one, but Jackson's fighting back a bit harder.
Yeah, well, Jackson's got a lot of work to do. He's got to catch up a bit, but he's walking in a few punches now. The Whangarei guys, he's all keyed up. He's come down here to fight. He's just sizing Jackson up. He's coming in with some hands. That's it. That's what Jackson wants to do. He wants to kick the leg. He wants to kick it now, though. You don't want to take 2 punches on your gloves and come back with a kick. Moving. Oh, that was an X kick, I think. I didn't know the turning kicks.
He's got a pretty big repertoire, though, as Brad, hadn't he?
Yeah, beautiful kickers up north. I think
Jackson's making pretty heavy weather of it now.
Yeah, Jackson's wearing a few now. I think it's gone a little bit too much. I think he's starting to feel the pain on his nut. Oh, he just took a right hand and then he starts taking a front kick. If Ty wanted to stop this fight at any time, he can. We're out there to prove who's the best man. Everybody knows who's the best man. Jackson wants to go home, think about the fight, come back and fight another. Yeah, there goes the towel. Good on Ty. We want to look after the boys. He's only a young champ.
Well, you called it right there.
Yeah, Jackson's starting to take a little bit too many punches. I mean, if he came out and won the first 2 rounds, maybe then not throwing the towel, but you're there to find out who's the best fighter, and that was decided, so good on Ty throwing in the towel.
Right, folks, just before they call the fighters in the ring, I just remind you those 2 boys, believe it or not, that was their first fight tonight, so I think we should give them both a big hand. Ladies and gentlemen, result bout number 2, into the ring board, by a stoppage in the late 3rd round. Jackson's corner through the towel. The winner from Melbourne Carne's Gymnasium, Clark.
Well, good start to Brad's career.
Yeah, it's a good start. You know, he looks like he's in good nick. He's come from a very good gym at Whangarei, Malcolm's gym. But I've seen Jackson do some demo fights and that, and he's a beautiful fighter. So, and a couple of years later, when he's a little bit more mature, he's going to be a champion in the future.
And the winner from Whangarei, serving on the Nervous Ngāpuhi, I presume you're in Ngāpuhi area west. You bring a few people down with you tonight, I believe. Oh, it's good to be very pleased. Ladies and gentlemen, Raz Clark, trained by Malcolm Carne. You want to say a few words, Raz?
Just like to thank Park Line, sitting up the spot, because I've been looking forward for a while now. And that's the conversation with the boys so far, Kickboxing Company, and Malcolm Carne.
Okay, thanks very much, Raz. Congratulations. And that fight, ladies and gentlemen, was sponsored by the Asian Club number 30.
Trained in Malcolm County from Whangarei, the Whangarei Gym. 66 kg. He's had a fight record of 1 win. A big hand for Raz Peter. Trained by Lolo Haymoni from the Balmoral Liga Stables. At a weight of 68 kg, he also has 1 win under his belt. A big hand for DUAN Marshall. This bout will be contested over 3 2-minute rounds. Your referee, Mr. Albert Haymoni.
Well, we've got a boy from your stable, Rebel, and one from one of the Warriors from up north. What can you tell us about DUAN?
DUAN, he's been training hard for this fight, and he's starting out fast. Raz Peter, he's from Whangarei. He's a warrior up north there, and he's a 16-year-old boy. I previously said he was an 18-year-old boy a couple of months ago in a fight, and I apologise for that. He's only 16, and I'm still learning how to count, so he's giving away a bit of age there.
Well, DUAN, he's had one fight before, but it was about a year ago, so we haven't seen him in the ring for a year, making his comeback. Looks like it's going to be a pretty lively comeback too.
Yeah, both boys, one fight each, both undefeated. There's going to be one loser tonight, and this is what we're here to see. So far looking evenly matched. Just swapping a kick for a punch and a punch for a kick. Malcolm's boy from Whangarei, Raz Peters, he's in the blue corner wearing the blue shorts, the gold trim. DUAN wants to start pouring on the pressure.
What happened? Did he think the bell had rung or something?
Well, I think he's just too much of a gentleman. Raz just walked away, no defence at all. Albert said, you're still here to fight, but DUAN should have laid on some kicks and some punches. You can't be Mr. Nice Guy in between the bows. When you got to fight, you got to fight. You can be Mr. Nice Guy at the end of the night. But DUAN may be too much of a gentleman. He had an opening opportunity there and he didn't take it.
In ringside we have New Zealand.
Well, you don't very often see that. Did Raz think the bell had rung, or what, was he hurt a wee bit?
Raz was hurt a bit. He didn't think the bell went. He was hurt a bit. He looked like he was in a little bit of a shock. DUAN let him off a hook, and a big time.
Compared to the fights I've seen overseas, these two boys are really giving good shows tonight.
Jason, I believe your name is actually on that ASB Stadium bout that's going to be featuring later on in the year. You're in hard training right now?
Yeah, we're in hard training, us, Ray and all the boys that are fighting that night, and it's going to be a very good night. Yeah, we're just training.
Thank you very much, Supercharge. Seconds out.
One of the gentlemen of the game, Jason Vermoa, Supercharge. Round two between Ross Wilson in the blue, Ross Wilson in the... No, I'm not talking about Ross Wilson, that was the last fight. We're talking about Raz Peter against DUAN Marshall.
Yeah, Raz coming on strong now. But I'm just wondering now whether DUAN's thinking, oh, big right. Yep, there's a fake kick and overhand right.
I heard that from up here.
And we're not at ringside tonight, we're on the balcony. Oh, there's throwing some good kicks, DUAN. But when he looks like he's got Raz in trouble, DUAN seems to back off a little bit. That's the opposite you want to do. If you've got your boy in trouble, you pile it on. But he's done it again. I think Lolo's told him not to let him off the hook this time.
He heard you. He heard you. Press the attack. I think that was where he was hurt before. It must be lower rib.
Yeah, he may be having a fractured rib in training. Maybe bringing an injury down here to Auckland and trying to get away. But DUAN, he may recognise that he's got a weak spot on the right side of Raz's body. Or maybe it's the left side. Yeah, when you got a cracked rib or a bruised rib and you get hit there, that's what you want to do. You just want to stop. You want to sit down. You want to go to sleep. It really hurts all over. I guarantee DUAN will throw a right kick to the midsection. DUAN doesn't want to get foolish. He still wants to keep those hands up because Russ is still piling on the attack.
Well, they breed him tough up north. The cracked rib's not going to slow Raz down, and he's finished the round in good style.
He certainly has. but Malcolm wants to sit down Raz and wants maybe put a little bit of ice on the side. I'm not quite sure what you do with a broken rib in between rounds, but he's definitely got something wrong with his body.
Both these young fighters both have one win under their belt and they've learned and got experience from their first bout. They're passing along to their second fight on tonight's card.
Well, 2 or 3 times Raz has been in trouble. The second and third time, DUAN took advantage of it and pressed home the attack, got an 8 count on him. So the bout's in safekeeping if he can keep away from any big punches in the final round.
That's right, and I wonder that if DUAN didn't let him off the hook in the first round, whether we would be seeing these last 2 rounds, because he was really open for anything. But DUAN's going to go for those ribs. If you find a weakness in your opponent, you just go for it. DUAN looking very sharp at the moment. The last thing Raz wants to do is get mixed up in a kneeing battle. He wants to cover that body up and keep out of DUAN's range. Both boys showing good skill here.
Raz actually blocking those kicks very good this time. He had an elbow down and a knee up. But DUAN, he's really pouring the pressure on there, trying to get in there. High knees up into that area that's caused all the trouble for Raz.
Yeah, DUAN's pointing on the pressure now. He just doesn't want to win the fight. He wants to win it in style. He's kicking high and he's kicking low. They've got just checking out. No, the fight's over. Good fight by both boys.
Well, a successful comeback for this man, DUAN Marshall, who had a year's layoff, come back, and he's let everybody know he's back on the scene again.
Yeah, a good win for him, but I'll guarantee that Raz, he will be back. He'll be back in fine shape. I suspect he may have had an injury during training, or maybe DUAN got a kick in then that I didn't see, or a punch maybe. But a good win by DUAN. But I guarantee that Mr. Peter, he'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mr. Albert Willie has stopped this bout. And your winner is DUAN Marshall in the red corner. Presenting our trophy called Mr. Philip Lamb to the ring.
Hey, Phil.
Single Philip Lamb presenting our winners of the trophies, DUAN Marshall in the red corner from the Balmoral Liga in Auckland. And a very valiant effort from his opponent from Whangarei, Raz Peter.
Good effort from a 16-year-old.
Two of these young men, certainly people to look out for in the future. Very, very strong for their second battle. I'm sure we'll see them.
BJ Wilson make a welcome return to the ring. A man that's been out of the ring for 3 or 4 years, up against Raz Peters, the man on the right hand side of your screen with the ponytail. And Raz starting off pretty fiercely.
Yeah, BJ Wilson is, as I say, he's been out of the ring for a few years now, and Before that, he had quite a few fights. Went for a title fight against Lorenzo van der Putten, which he lost. But very skillful fighter. And I understand he's been training very hard down at Sandbukai with Terry Hill and Rabina Hill for this fight. So be interesting to see how his first return fight to the ring goes tonight.
Well, he's a fighter I haven't seen before, and I missed him at the weigh-in today, but he looks tall, he looks in very good shape for a fighter that's been out of the ring, looks very good on his feet, and he doesn't look to have a lot of ring rust to me.
Yeah, he's light, he's 65 kg, and he's got beautiful hands, and he certainly knows how to mix his combination hand-leg techniques up as well.
Raz, time out just as the end of the round. A low kick by BJ just caught Raz, but he'll have some time to recover. Terry said the round hasn't ended yet. He's calling time out to give Raz time to recover before he lets the bell ring. But BJ looks quite a tall fighter.
BJ starts off with a lovely overhand right on Raz. Both fighters trading some real furious blows here towards the end of the first round. Some beautiful hand-leg techniques from BJ. He's taken a few blows as well, and one blow earlier he sort of reeled back a bit, but he seems to have recovered quite well from that. Quite exciting fighters, these two.
I don't know what happened to Terry Hill sent him to the round. The bell had rung. Maybe it rung early. I don't know what happened there before. But what a good round. We've got Raz Peter, the man that we're watching now. He weighed in at 68 kgs, which is 3 kg heavier than what BJ Wilson weighed in, but that's sort of measured up by experience on BJ's part and a wee bit of weight advantage on Raz's part. Pretty even fight so far, Scott.
Yeah, it was quite an exciting first round actually. Both fighters are very tidy and kept their composure throughout the round, and sort of didn't seem to lose control or anything like that. I see Raz here getting some advice from his trainer, Brett DeArth, and getting set for round two.
Well, it starts off where round one left off. Hang on. Raz was in a hurry, forgot the mouth guard. Well, he's a very busy fighter, is BJ Wilson. Reminds me a wee bit of Glenn Conrad, the way he can kick from anywhere. Front leg, back leg. Raz Peter's just waiting his time, waiting for the big opening. And I think Brett DeArth's told him it'll come.
Certainly BJ's had, so far anyway, the better of the fight this second round. Good combinations, finishing with a kick, and Raz is giving him back some of the same treatment though. He's getting a few kicks in there, and BJ just caught him with a right hand. Crowd is loving this fight. They seem to be quite excited by it.
Well, Raz Peters is a new addition to the Smack Gym. He originally trained with Malcolm Carney up in Whangarei, shifted down to Manurewa, been training down there for a few months now. And he's on the attack now. He's not put off by the hands and feet of BJ Wilson. He's going to stand and duke it out in the middle of the ring. And he's just caught him with a beautiful left hand. Doubles it up. He's caught him with another one. He's down.
BJ Wilson getting an 8 count from referee Terry Hill. He's back up on his feet, and be interesting to see how he goes now.
Well, I think he copped a good one in the leg, the end of round 2, and from what started as a very strong round for BJ Wilson, just about ended in disaster.
Yeah, certainly Raz finished the round very strongly, and that knockdown will sit quite nicely for him on the judges' scorecards too. You can see BJ Wilson here getting some advice from Robina Hill as to what he's doing right, and she'll also be helping to keep BJ focused for the next round. Knockdown like that, often a fighter can lose their focus, lose their concentration, and they've got to keep it on the straight and narrow and just concentrate on the job.
Well, often a fighter, he's going forward like BJ was at the time, thinks that maybe I'm on top, I can finish the fight here, and we see it time and time again, they just walk into one. Reyes was he was kept focused and managed to double up and then triple up, so took complete advantage of what was a round that didn't start the best for him.
Yep, now and again BJ tends to lower that hand, especially that left hand, and leaves his face wide open. But he's coming back quite strongly now against Raz. A flurry of punches from both fighters. And leg kicks.
Raz is prepared to take the kicks of BJ and try to go for that left hand. It's been successful for him in round 2. I'll tell you one thing about it, BJ Wilson, he's got the big jam tart, because although he's copped a fair few good ones, he's got a pretty good jaw as well.
Yeah, he's seemed to keep the chin down, and maybe if the chin had been up on that knockdown, he might not be here in the 3rd round. But both fighters will be feeling very tired now. Both really want the win, and fairly even fight at the moment.
Yeah, well, Raz maybe just be a wee bit tighter than BJ. BJ, probably because of the knockdown, thinks he's playing catch up, and this is what often happens. Now Raz Peters sees an opening, gets a sniff of victory in his nostrils and starts to go forward. BJ, that leg's giving him a bit of trouble too.
Yeah, BJ's starting to look a little bit tired, but he's still hungry. He's still going after the win, and his hands have dropped down a bit. Oh no!
I think he did cop a punch, but he was more off balance at the same time. The bell's gone, we didn't hear it, and what a good fight. Well, we've only had 3 fights, Scott, but I think the crowd's already had their money's worth.
Most definitely. These 3 first fights have been of a top class, and it's an indication of the rest of the night. It should be an excellent fight night here in Hamilton City Stadium.
Well, Raz Peters, the leg kick that he started to get home to good effect in the halfway through round 2, and again in round 3, I think it had a bit of an effect, and BJ's hands did drop. I said about ring rust, maybe it crept in a wee bit in the rounds 2 and 3, and BJ got a wee bit loose, but Raz Peter gets the victory, but very good to see BJ Wilson back into the ring after his long layoff. I hope we don't have to wait another 3 or 4 years to see him again. And good to see Raz Peters do the job.
Yes, his third fight, and he's taken home the win. And
I'm sure he's pretty pleased with the effort, as is his trainer, Brett Diarth. And BJ Wilson getting a good round of applause as he leaves the stadium too.
Who's the boxer?
Next bout, CARL Cowley is the man on the right of your screen up against Raz Peters. And of course you'll know a wee bit about CARL Cowley because he fought your man Dave Redmond.
Yeah, and he's back in the ring again tonight. But looking strong. Very difficult fighter to fight. Very quick on his feet. That's CARL. Raz, I'm not sure about Raz. I hear he's a good kicker, and he has done a few kicks tonight. And he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, this could be a pretty interesting bout. CARL, the local boy, he's had 6 fights. He's won 4 of those. The first 2 he had were by knockout. Had a couple of losses, come back with a couple of good rings, and that right hand is what has won him those first 2 knockouts. Very, very strong right hand. Raz Peters, on the other hand, mixed results in his couple of bouts that he's had so far, but used to be formerly trained by Malcolm Carney up at Whangarei, now with the Southern Martial Arts stable in Manurewa. And giving away some good straight lefts is Raz Peter.
Yeah, very good fight to start with. The guys are not rushing it, but they're very busy for a first round. One of those punches of CARL, if they connected, it could be all over. Very strong puncher.
Yeah, very strong right hand. Could be good night nurse if you catch one of those. Raz electing to stand in the corner. Tended to by Andrew Wood on the left of your screen. Daniel Hatch and of course trainer Brett Diarth. Raz, a merchandiser officer for Pepsi. Rugby's the other passion that he's got, apart from Thai kickboxing. And cameraman Mark the Shark tells us that the leg kicks at the gym are very, very hard. Could be the danger, leg kicks up against the fist, especially that right one. Not a bad left one to start the round for CARL Cowley. Fast hands, Rebel.
Very fast, very strong. Let's see those leg kicks from Raz that the Shark tells us about. Oh, there's one of them. Nice combination. Right kick, left jab.
I haven't seen Raz in the ring for a little while, but he seems to have filled out for me. Tonight he weighed in at 75. Up a little bit from his last step into the ring. and managing to keep out of the distance of those dangerous hands. Carl, more of a counter-attacker, waiting for an opportunity to land the big bomb.
Yeah, Raz looking very busy, but Carl making it very tricky for him. A nice left right by Carl. Oh, the left hook by CARL COWLEY. Just waiting for the referee to break it up. Both boys are fighting a pretty good fight.
Pretty tactical encounter. Raz more the aggressor. End of the round. And their cameraman swings wildly over to CARL COWLEY's corner, where he's attended by George Ellis. He's a process worker. He likes playing the bass guitar. And he's a kickboxer and also enjoys the league. Some of the fighters he's been in against, Craig Grant, of course a man that's gone a long way, Glenn Burton, Ray Freeman, and Rebel, your boy Dave Redmond. That was his last fight back on the 6th of the 3rd of this year. Third and final round. Raz Peter trying to build up a points lead. Carl looking very dangerous. Lower the boom time.
Carl's got a cut. Carl's been cut in the eye. I think that's from a headbutt. An accidental headbutt.
Well, you did well to pick it up. I didn't see it. These boys started the third and final round very fiercely.
I think Raz might be have a bit of a gash as well. But not as bad as Carl's.
Both being attended to.
2 injuries and 1 doctor.
Terry Hill hasn't called the doctor. Not too seriously, but you can see it still bleeding on CARL COWLEY. Oh, good left hand. The crowd are up. Raz goes back downstairs, keeping his cool. Good straight left by Carl.
Boys are all fired up. Carl landing a good left hook there. A left-right combination connects. Raz comes back.
Raz seems to have weathered the storm, coming back on attack. Brett the Arth jumping up and down, wants him to counter-attack. Carl trying to suck him into the corner. I don't think he's that far ahead that he could do that. I don't know if he is ahead.
I don't think he's that far ahead to fall around like that either. And I don't think he's that fast to fall around like that.
I didn't hear the bell. The crowd's really in behind these fighters. Did CARL COWLEY do enough to come back, or did Raz Peters build up a big enough lead? I don't think Raz did such a bad job in the last round anyway.
I think Raz did a pretty good job, and I think the fight's going to be very, very close.
Well, another good fight. We await the judge's decision with interest. One I don't want to pick. Got a leaning either way, Rebel?
Well, I'm more interested in the hat. I want one.
Carl doesn't want to have the hat on because he's scared he'll get the blood on it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Everlast, the promoters.
In the blue corner, Ray Parker.
The decision isn't over yet. Yes, he did win it. The crowd are up there a wee bit early because Awesome Marsan was going to read them out as the judges called them. First decision went to Raz, the crowd went wild, but as it turns out, that was the right one. Well, good decision for Raz Peters and the Smack Gym. Well, the first title fight of the night, the North Island light middleweight title, the holder CARL COWLEY on the right of your screen up against Raz Baker, now back at the Carney Thai boxing gym where he started his career. He had a stint at the Smack Gym, back up, trained by the Warrior of the North, Malcolm Carney.
Yes, Malcolm Carney, one of the legends from up north, a lot of champions coming from there, and here we see the boys just feeling each other for the first round. CARL COWLEY, he's just being very wary because the last time they met, Raz, very strong punch on him, cut him open.
Well, Raz known for his very hard kicks. CARL, of course, one of the big improvers in 1997. Probably the most regular fighter of the year, and really fighting with a lot of confidence of late.
Oh yes, Raz over here, Raz Baker, you know, he's giving no quarter. He knows CARL COWLEY's had a lot more experience. He's been coming up through the ranks, keeping fighting fit. Raz, on the other hand, very confident here, moving very well. And CARL COWLEY, you know, he's using his ringmanship from around the ring. He's being very wary at the moment. He knows Raz has got a very big hit on him.
Well, you see CARL COWLEY move into the corners more than any other fighter that I know. He quite often goes in there. It's a chance for him to launch a counter-attack. At the moment, in the centre of the ring, though.
Oh yes, the boys here, you know, they're being very wary of each other. Raz is trying to cut the ring off from CARL COWLEY, not allowing him to move around so much. CARL COWLEY's deciding to mix it up. Good kicking skills by the boys, and good punching skills by CARL.
Good left jab, followed up by a leg kick by Raz. Oh, and a big right hand from CARL COWLEY, and he's put men down with that punch before.
Yes, we seem to have the Waikato versus the North over here, and some very good crowd support for both of these fighters. And they're putting on a good show for the crowd tonight.
Now end of round one, and we follow the Tokoroa tough man back to his corner. And George Ellis in attendance. And CARL COWLEY, mentioned, is very busy this year, 1997. This is his 6th belt for the year, and you'd like to have had a few. You'd love to have had 6 belts this year.
Oh, yeah, yes, I wish, but good on him. You know, he's taking a fight. He doesn't say no to anybody. You know, if anyone's worthy of the title shot, he gives them a shot. So I give CARL, we'll give CARL that. Raz beat him last time. Raz wants a shot. So CARL did the most decent thing that any Thai boxing champ should do, and that's the way to be a true champ. You know, you go out there, knock everybody out, show them who the boss is.
Well, it was a split decision loss that day down at the down in Hamilton.
CARL's got something to prove tonight. He's got to come out here and he's trying to defend his title against the only man that ever beat him.
Well, it's the only man that's beaten him in 1997. He wants to turn the tables tonight. Round number 2 underway, and the boys starting to mix it up.
Oh yes, very strong. Both boys are very strong, wrapping each other up, giving no quarter to each other. Good hand skills. Just a bit of a trip there, but we're getting right back into it. Tom Fizdor doing a good thing, breaking the boys up, allowing them to use the punching skills and the skills of Thai boxing that are allowed.
Now, a lot of people, we watch CARL COWLEY drop his hands and go back. He's not showboating. This is just his style.
Oh, it's just his style of fighting. Some people, you know, he likes the Muhammad Ali style, so, you know, why change a winning style? Raz showing the traditional Thai boxing style and the way they fight out north, hard and fast and straightforward.
Oh, good combination from Raz Peters. He said, I've beaten you before, I'm going to beat you again. CARL COWLEY will have none of it.
Oh, when your title's on the line, you know, you're holding on to, you know, you've got to, if Raz has come here tonight, in order to beat the champ, you really have to beat the champ, you know. Oh, good kicking skills by CARL. He's showing a variety of skills here, kick high, kick low, and Raz is showing us straight back, front kicks, combinations from everywhere. CARL COWLEY just adjusting his groin guard. Got to protect the family jewels, hey Tony? When it's all over, that's what counts. Boys are mixing it up here. It's a very, very good close contest.
Well, a bit of a game of cat and mouse out there in the centre at the moment, and we get into a bit of a kneeing duel. Tom Fisatua says we'll take it back. Oh, big right hand from CARL COWLEY right at the end of round number 2. And although he copped a couple right at the end of the round, pretty good round for this man.
Oh, very good round. Cat and mouse. Oh, 2 big cats in there at the moment, and they're really showing us what Thai boxing is all about. The light middleweight division, very good caliber in it, as we can see for the title here tonight.
Well, Malcolm Carney has trimmed his gym down up there. He was busy with work commitments for some time. He's started to gather the boys around him again, and that's good to see.
Oh, Malcolm Carney, really nice guy to talk to. I know you've talked to him, Tony, and he's a really nice guy. You know, couldn't meet a better guy from up north, and you know, he brings through his attitude to the students, and his students, they show very good character. And in here tonight, they're showing what Malcolm Carney's showing them, and the good skills that he's produced from up north.
Well, the previous match that these boys fought was back on the 10th of May. That was the last time that Raz was in the ring. As we go into round number 3. And so far, pretty even fight. Raz Baker has probably dominated the centre of the ring so far.
Oh yes, he's dominated the ring. CARL COWLEY's just been very wary. He got cut. He knows the power that Raz possesses, but CARL COWLEY not taking anything away from him. He's fast, and he's just showing it there right at the moment.
There's that big overhand right again.
He's got very fast hands, CARL COWLEY. Raz is trying to pin him down. CARL COWLEY would prefer an open fight. Both boys strong, wrapping each other up. Tom's still doing good refereeing tonight. He's allowing them to, he's giving them a chance to fight it out.
Neither boy particularly interested in the knee department.
Oh, they're just so strong, they're wrapping each other up, Tony. Yep, their skills are in punching and kicking, and they're using their strongest skills here tonight. Good leg kick from CARL COWLEY. Usually we see a lot of attitude showing from CARL COWLEY, but tonight we're seeing a lot of respect. Raz is going in there and doing the job.
Tom Visitor takes the boys to the centre of the ring. And there goes that low leg kick, that sweeping, cutting leg kick from CARL COWLEY. Now some good hands. Raz Peter comes back with a good kick of his own.
Oh yes, these boys, they're really mixing it up here.
Well, CARL COWLEY caught one right at the end of the round. And he felt that.
He felt that one. He's got a good time to get rest. Like I said before, Raz has got a big punch. He's got a bit of a razzmatazz punch on him, and CARL COWLEY felt it. But you know, he's a champ. He's got to come back. He's doing what the champ does. You know, he'll sit in his corner, get his instructions, and come back out firing again. So we'll see CARL COWLEY coming back. And here we have the famous MC, John the Rebel Conway, out there. He's very hard man. Took me over to Australia, and yeah, me and him, we like kicking Aussies. He fought Mike Tyson in his last fight, and that guy really knows how to put a show on. And he's sitting next to the legend. Oh well, we've got two legends, you know. We've got John Conway, and we've got Lolo and Ray in there.
That's where the noise is coming from in the background. But the boys go out into unknown territory for Raz.
I think Carl's complaining a bit. He knows he has to come out in this round and really give it to Raz, because Raz is just picking his shots. This is what we call round 4, which is championship round. This is where you find out what kind of champion you really are.
Well, CARL COWLEY's been a 5-rounder once before. That was when he won the North Island title. He fought Dwayne Flower that night, but uncharted territory as far as Raz Baker's concerned. Is this going to have a part to play in this fight?
Oh yes, it's just experience, but Raz has just got to keep your head together. You know, you fight for titles, you go up to that next echelon. You know, round 3, round 4, and 5. You know, this is where it all counts. And he's proving it. He's learned a lot from Malcolm Carney. Malcolm Carney would have mentally prepared him tonight for this title fight. So he's just producing what he's got. Got the heart of a champion. And here's CARL COWLEY out there dealing to him, giving everything he's got. Both boys, very good technique. It's anybody's fight at this stage.
CARL COWLEY's opened up. Raz still keeping very compact, still picking his shots. CARL COWLEY trying to do some damage. A bit of blood coming from the nose of CARL COWLEY. That shot at the end of round number 3.
Oh yes, it's really telling now. We've got another 2 rounds to go. Tom Stewart doing the right thing, you know, cleaning the boys up. And we're back into it again. Carl knows he has to, you know, he's got a bit of an injury there, but you know, he's weathering the storm. Raz Baker on the other hand is just, you know, picking his shots coming in. Michael Carney would have just said, stay with him, pick your shots. And there we go again, good jab. Ooh. But those overhands from CARL COWLEY, they're doing a lot of damage.
And around number 4, 1 to go in the war. And we follow Raz Peter back, and another good round for him.
Oh, another good round, Tony. You know, it's a close fight, but yes, Raz is doing exactly what he's told. Nakukani, you know, giving him a lot of spirit there, telling him his instructions, prepping him up.
What will he be telling him? Will he be telling him that he's been doing everything right, that he's got a good show of taking that belt home here tonight, but he's still got to get through one more round?
Oh, I think he wouldn't be talking about the title right now. He'll be telling Raz, okay, you've come this far, you're doing really well, you've stuck to the game plan, you don't want to lose it in the 5th round, you just want to stick to the game plan, just keep it going.
Seconds out for the 5th and final round.
Okay, he's telling him it's the last round, you know, just stick to your plan, you're doing the right thing, you know, keep your head together.
Close fight.
Well, Raz Vega putting up one heck of a fight here tonight, because Carl had a very good win over Chris Olsen at his last fight, and looked like he pretty much had this North Island title to himself. But Raz Baker, he's not intimidated by Carl's last show. Oh, what a big kick!
Yeah, that was a very good kick, but Carl is shaking it off. He's proving what kind of champion he really is. To hold that title belt, you know, you got to take everything, and he's showing exactly champion material.
That was a kick and a half. That could turn the judge's head. Carl knows he's really got to pull something out of the hat now.
Oh, he's pulling it out, Malcolm. Raz is showing you know, exactly what Malcolm's been telling him. He's sticking to the game plan. You know, he's got good distance on him. CARL COWLEY is playing a catch-up fight at the moment. Here we go. The sport of Thai boxing, anything can happen.
Oh, what a fight this has turned out to be. CARL COWLEY says, come on, let's go.
Here we go, it's anybody's fight. It's all open again.
Just when you think one fight is starting to dominate, the other one comes back.
This is what title fights are all made of.
What a big countdown we've got. CARL COWLEY goes in for the kill. Raz Baker ties him up.
The first fight here tonight, the kicking versus the punching. And here we see Raz bring him up again, trying to shake the cobwebs off.
They're digging deep, these boys.
I don't think any of these boys have ever been hit as hard as they have by anybody else.
Oh, the end of a really good fight. What a fight.
Well, some updates for you, Tony?
Yeah, well, we've just been told that Carl wanted to fight 3 rounds tonight because he's been a bit sick, so all the more courage from him to go and do the 5 rounds, and what a great account he made.
Oh, like I said, you know, I got a lot of respect for Carl. You know, he comes out there, he puts the title up, he doesn't say no to anyone. Even though he's sick, he puts it up. But Raz, he showed good heart tonight. You know, he's been away from the ring. He hasn't had much ring match fitness, but he's right up there with the champions. And him and Carl tonight, very good. They're about, you know, in this division, they're very, very strong.
Well, those who ventured out in the rain tonight have certainly got their money's worth already, and we've still got 3 New Zealand titles to come. So, fantastic fight. And definitely got to wait till the judges give the decision on this one. Carl hurt at the end of round number 3. Looked more than like a bloody nose. It was. It looked like he copped a broken one the way he held it. And
he came back. But I don't know, Tony. I'm a fighter. I'm not a judge. I'm not a promoter. I just fight, and I'm just glad to see these 2 guys out here showing their skills here tonight. Very proud of them. You know, proud to call myself a Kiwi watching these guys, man.
Well said, Supercharge. whichever way the decision goes.
Very close fight, but we have a winner.
We do have a winner. Now I hope they haven't let John the Rebel add up the scores.
Hey, John, you've got a calculator there, mate? No, it'll be a fair, right down the centre. You know, John calls it as it is. And nobody's going to argue with John Conway.
It looks like they're doing some recalculating.
I think, Tony, Robin owes you a week and breakfast in bed, you reckon?
We're about to find out, and that nose on CARL Cowley's face does look as if it's a bit twisted, and wouldn't be surprised at all if...
Oh, it might be a bit of a fracture there, but looks like a few fractures here to me.
Well, it was a good kick to the side of the head that would have put most men down. He climbed back up from that as well, so we've got a really tough North Island champion there. Is he going to be the North Island champion? In a matter of minutes. They've called Lolo Hamuli, the promoter, here tonight, and one of the most experienced men in the Muay Thai game.
Oh, we want to get this right, Tony. You know, this is a title fight. We don't want, you know, any discrepancies. So, you know, we're going to sort it out here, right here and now.
Well, they've called Anaka Jorgensen over to the judges' table, and Anaka, of course, one of the judges, along with Brett Diath, and I didn't take any notice of who was on the other side.
Ooh, and it's a tense moment here. This is more tense than the fight. What do you reckon, Tony?
Well, it's sit on the edge of your seat stuff, isn't it? And the crowd's certainly humming. They've got their choices made. And
so somebody's sitting on the fence, Tony.
Again, we have our winner. Very close fight, but still champion.
CARL Cowley. CARL Cowley, well, very, very close fight it must have been.
For a close second place for Raz.
And I don't think CARL would have been too upset if it had went either way. And
he'll know tonight that he's been in a fight. CARL Cowley, got to give it to the man. You know, he put up his title. He doesn't say no to anybody, and that's how you get a lot of respect. But Raz, he's a force to be reckoned with, and I can see these two getting it together again sometime.
And combat video will be there for that one, I can guarantee it.
Oh, you got to remember one thing, Tony. You know, you're doing this combat video. You know, years from now, you know, you have these guys here could be champions in Japan. They could be champions in, you know, over in America. And you know, you would have caught them right here and now on combat video.
Well, we've got a lot of loyal supporters out there, and we'll keep bringing the fights as long as we have got those supporters.
Over here we've got Ronnie Siffel, this Ray's brother. He's actually heavier than Ray. He's Intercontinental champion.
Well, there's two champions in the ring as well.
Good sportsmanship by CARL Cowley. He knows he's been in a fight, and well, you know.
Well, Raz been out of the ring since May, and what a great showing. Next bout on the card will be the New Zealand light heavyweight title, and Scott Gray gets his chance to move up when he fights the defending champion, Nick Wills.
Light heavyweight title from Balmoral stable, we've got Scott Gray.
Super middleweight bout on here between Willie Lam, fighting out of the Partai gym, up against Raz Peter. Now, we've seen these boys, they're both got a bit of experience. Willie's been in the ring. This is his 12th time. Raz stepping in the ring for the 6th time here tonight. Impressive ring, impressive record there for Raz. He's had 4 wins, 2 losses, and starts out very strong. Both boys fighting in the blue. Raz with the long hair, Willie with the short hair. Oh, Willie comes back with some good combinations of his own, and this has started out really quick.
Yeah, both boys very impressive. Raz, he's on the left side of your screen, the longish hair. Willie Lam, he's on the right side of your screen. Raz's biggest win, I think, has come from CARL COWLEY. He fought him about a year ago, then fought him a few months ago. But I think that'll be Raz's biggest win is CARL COWLEY. And Willie Lam, he's been in the ring with some of the best fighters in the world. So both boys quite experienced.
And both boys finding their range pretty early, Rebel.
No filling out round here, Tony. The boys are straight into a nice inside thigh kick there by Raz. Willie Lam comes back with a left kick. Keo says in the middle of the ring, boys. Oh, nice
that one hurt. And what's happened, he hasn't put the count on here. He has. Well, I haven't. Well, we look over into the Brett Diaz corner, and well, Willie's copped something there and says that he can't carry on. And Raz Peter extends that excellent record of his, and as you say, he's come up some good fighters, and he's beaten the now champion CARL COWLEY. Maybe we'll see a rematch in there. He might get another crack at the title.
Well, that'll be a very exciting fight, because we've seen CARL fight all year long. Very strong fighter, very powerful, and he gets better and better. So a fight between CARL and Raz would be a very good fight. Could be the main fight of the night if anyone wants to put it on. But having said that, Willie Lam must have a serious injury, because he is one of those fighters that will battle on until the last bow. So the injury must be serious.
Well, the knee, is it ankle? Those joint injuries are pretty painful and can be serious. We've heard that Rafael Tai, his elbow joint gave way completely, and it could be quite some time before we see Rafael back in the ring. We all wish him here on Combat Video a very speedy recovery.